Hello, YouTube! I am Shaggy, I am Philolitea, and YouTube has not quite figured out how to orient my face to the correct direction. But that's cool. It's all good. We'll make it work. Just push past that and get my phone mounted. You know how this goes. I can never just be ready when I press ready go. Okay. But I think I got it this time. I think we're there. Hello. Thank you for being here so soon into the stream. That was very quick. Um, very cool of you. All right. The thing that I remember that we were doing, I gotta do a few administrative things here. Nope, that's the wrong way. Gotta turn that down. I gotta take one of these earbuds out of my ear. I'm just getting back to the tent from walking all over the damn place. I must have watched. It's great to see you, Mr. S. I was surprised I didn't hear from you during my little walk and talk about going to catch that flick, Weapons. Not surprised in a bad way. Just surprised. You son of a bitch. Was that a bug on the inside of the thing? And now it's in my... It is. It's a roly-poly, and now it's on my body. Motherfucker, give me a second. Son of a gun. Where'd you go, you son of a bitch? I don't want you on me. I don't even know how it got in here. Or where it went. There it is. You're going the right direction, pal. You were going the right way before. Nope, that's the wrong way. Damn. There you go. You're going the right way. Keep it up. This is riveting. Riveting podcasting. I know. Guiding a roly-poly out of my tent. You don't want to be in my tent, friend. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. There you go. You're going the right way, you fucker. Get on the piece of paper. Great job. Teamwork makes the dream work, folks. It's interesting how actually cooperative bugs can be, and how many of them can realize you're trying to help them. Some of them, some of the bugs that get caught here in my tent realize that I'm trying to help them get out of my tent and will actually cooperate with me. Now, I don't know if I'm giving them too much agency, but some of them will actually cooperate with me. Son of a bitch. Okay, we gotta fix... That's not how you do that. Gamepad settings. Switch. Out. Boost. Everything looks good in there. Turn this the fuck down. Oh my god, I have a headache. That movie that I just checked out, Weapons. I'm not going to talk about it a whole bunch. I did a little, tried to keep it spoiler free. You got caught up with a coworker. Summary of why you liked it. Heard that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do like a full spoiler heavy review or anything like that, because I anticipated that by picking a movie at random, what was going to end up happening, what I anticipated is that I wouldn't like it. That I would pick a movie at random and it would be bad. So, one of the things I didn't talk about in the little summary stream that I did is that I didn't go, I deliberately chose not to watch one of the remakes. So I Know What You Did Last Summer was a book that I read in the 90s, and it was also a movie franchise. I'm aware of that. But I read the books. I would have, now, if Stranger with My Face had been made instead of remaking I Know What You Did Last Summer, hey, Greenie, if they had made Stranger with My Face, I would have gone and watched that instead of Weapons. And I didn't want to watch the new Lethal Weapon movie, even though I like and respect on some level Liam Neeson. I didn't want to watch that. I didn't want to watch the new Lethal Weapon movie because that's I understand what they're doing. I do because I've heard him talk about it, and so I appreciate what they're doing. But that's Leslie Nielsen's, and if you want to do the shtick, just call it something else. Like what people do on TikTok and YouTube now is, oh, do you like X Band? Well, we sound like X Band rather than doing covers of X Band. I don't know why Hollywood hadn't figured that out yet, but Weapons is too good to talk about. It's actually legitimately too good to spoil. I probably said too much in the little review I did for it. Okay, if we're gonna help this town, I know what you did last summer is was a movie series in the '90s that had that chick that everybody thought was super hot. Um, I don't remember her name. I never took her seriously as an actress because everybody just talked about how hot she was. And then she was in that show where she played like a psychic or something on WeTV forever. We're here at separated the Western Desert. The quake, the town is on its knees. Huh. They come out of that thing in the Western Desert. Village full of eccentric people to become whatever that means. Sarah Michelle Gellar is who you're talking about. Yep, Sarah Michelle Gellar was in I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I could never take her seriously as a human person because every time she talked, she always said the dumbest shit to me, in my opinion. But I didn't want to watch any of the remakes. I didn't want to watch a kids movie, and I actually chose Weapons because I thought that it was going to be a Goosebumps style teenager uh, summer horror flick, like I Know What You Did Last Summer was. That was actually a that series of movies was like Scream in the '90s. It was for like young people, for kids, for teenagers. So I anticipated, oh, we don't want to come here. I anticipated that's what Weapons was, and I was wrong to anticipate that. Freddie Prinze Jr. was so hot back then. One of my very favorite movies of all time is She's All That. She's All That was one of the my I genuinely I still think that was a good movie. I think that movie still holds up. I used to watch it every few years. He was in the show Chico and the Man. Oh, that was a real show. No shit. I didn't know Chico and the Man was a real show. Wait a minute. I didn't catch everything you just said. Yes. No shit. I didn't know that Freddie Prinze was a stand-up comic, or a comic. You called him a comic. He might not have been a stand-up. I didn't know that. We are descendants of the ancients, creators of civilization as you know it. We live in harmony with nature, as is our creed. Interesting. Dark Side of Comedy. I might have to check that out, see if there's a free version of it on YouTube or something. That's something that I would be interested in because well, look, I just my heroes tend to be suicides. That's not something that I can make a secret. His dad was. Yeah, I understand. Freddie Prinze and then Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah, for sure. I dare you to circle the whole continent on a chocobo. I'll give you a prize if you do. That's what that guy just said. But yeah, I haven't watched a lot of Josh Brolin's work, but I listened to Josh Brolin's interview with Mark Maron, and Josh Brolin is a really interesting dude, and he executive produced this movie, and I just highly recommend it. As writing, as just screenplay writing goes, tour de force. One of the best movies I've ever seen as far as the way it was written, and I mean that. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not just praising a movie to praise it. It was that good. Really, really interesting. This bow's not better than what he's got? Oh, he can't use it. I should have thought about that. Okay. on we go from that. Yeah, highly recommend you watch it. I don't like Quentin Tarantino. There are very few things that I don't like. I That was the point of going to see this movie. Is I just wanted to watch something that I thought was going to be bad, to try to like something that I thought other people were going to not enjoy. And the kids around me, it was good enough that they went, no, that was all right. They didn't want to hyperbolize how good it was. That was a good movie, one of them said. That was a good movie. It wasn't a very good horror movie, he says, but it was a good. Why am I not reading this? Light and dark are living forces. When the time is right, they choose 4 young heroes unto whom they bequeath their powers. The warriors of dark were 4 such people, chosen to save the world from the wrath of light. But the balance has shifted once more, and it is up to you to restore the light. Do not abuse that awesome power. We have but one rule: surrender to the greater will of the world. One cannot rely on modern machinery. Would you believe me if I said this whole continent was floating in the air? It's true. The ancients discovered a way to suspend the very earth, a wonder that continues to this day. The Tower of Owen provides the power that keeps us afloat. The wrath of light, a catastrophic flood of power, was caused by the ancients. They used the crystals to harness the power of light, but struggled to contain its burgeoning energy. Light was unleashed on the world, causing untold ruination to all of humanity. In the end, four warriors from the world of darkness came and subdued the flood of power. The few remaining ancients regrouped and came here to live in this village. Now, that was an intense, thorough, and unexpected backstory for this world. So we're on a floating continent in the sky. That explains why the world map looks so crazy. I wish these bugs wouldn't fly in here. That's not good. You don't want to be in here. Okay, so there's a people group in the desert to the west. I don't have like a flying vehicle or anything to help these people being bothered by the desert, and I no longer remember why that guy is following me around, so we'll figure this out. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction, but what's the name of that movie? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the only movie I've ever gotten up and just left. I found it just totally tasteless, especially at the ending. But other people are allowed to like it. I wouldn't take it away from anyone. Let's try something else then. What's this? What's in this forest? The living woods. The mage who changed the elder tree into a wandering creature can change his weakness. One who can see through his deception may be able to defeat him. These woods are alive. The elder tree of those woods was cursed and carved into the shape of a monstrous castle. Now it wanders the desert aimlessly. You must help. Have you heard of Hein? He uses the barrier shift spell to change his weakness. Without the elder tree, these woods would soon perish. Our home, our friends, the trees will wither away. Hein, the royal advisor of Castle Argus, is the one who cursed the elder tree to wander the land. I hear the cries of the woods. They weep for the elder tree that has made these woods its home for 10,000 years. But that great tree was cursed by a despicable mage and left the woods behind. We are the fairies who inhabit these woods. Yes, I noticed that by your inhabiting them. Okay. Floating castle. Can change the thing. Woods are alive. Desert aimlessly. Wither away. Herd of Hein. Inhabit the woods. Curse the thing. Despicable mage left the woods. Okay. You're not going to make this one easy on me, are you, Squeenix? You were square back in the day. Look, I'll watch it on a recommendation. I a year ago, I had a little bit of success on Twitter, live reacting to the Evil Dead movies, and I really liked the third one where he goes back in time or whatever, and it's just a complete obvious comedy. Travolta, Samuel Jackson, Bruce Willis, yeah. Um, I think that is Christopher Walken that's in it. It's also got Uma Thurman. I've listened to people talk about how great it is, and of course, if you've seen the show Community, Abed, that's his favorite movie. So I understand that people genuinely love it. I've seen the scene where Sam Jackson shoots that guy in the head, or is it Travolta that shoots the guy in the head in the back seat by accident? I've seen Travolta breaking down how he insisted on playing that part in the way that it made it to screen, that Tarantino wanted it to be different, and Travolta absolutely insisted on playing that scene the way that it made it to. So I understand that that one, Pulp Fiction, stands out, that that's one of those American classics. So if that's something that you guys would be interested in, I say you guys, if you Greeny would be interested in that, I know that if you are, where there's one, there's always two, right? Like with kink, right? If there's someone who likes to do it, there's someone who likes to receive it, and so that's something that I can look into because I've got Amazon Prime for the next 30 days. So if I can find a way to turn that into, yeah, well, yeah, Sam Jackson is Sam Jackson, right? So he kind of made the career that he has today by insisting on doing that character so over the top. So, you know, but I hear you. I probably wouldn't love all the yelling either. Not my favorite of his character traits that he brings to a movie. Hmm. Oh, you know what? I've got this boat. I don't have to be here. I just came here because it was the first and closest place. So what they're doing is they're breaking the established rules of exploration from the first two games, which is interesting that we talked about how they rely on that in Final Fantasy VII, but that has as much to do with the 3D world map as it does anything else. Oh no! I was hoping I could get away with that for a turn. Eric Stoltz. Mask is Rocky Dennis. I don't know. I don't know these things. I'll read that whole thing out loud here in a second. The guy who's the drug dealer in Pulp Fiction is Eric Stoltz in real life. That guy plays my favorite movie, Mask, as Rocky Dennis, the main character. Mask, not The Mask. Jim Carrey. I don't know this movie, Mask. Obviously, it's not Mask of or The Mask. It's Mask. What do we got here? Is this a Coliseum like in 2? Castle Argus. I don't know what this is. And the guy we're following, the guy that's following us, is an amnesiac, so he can't help. He says, "Now you've got the ship. We can go anywhere, see anything, visit all the ladies of the land." Ha ha ha! Just kidding. Huh? Castle appears to be empty. Is this going to bring everybody back to life? Nope. It's going to HP and MP restore. Does this side bring everybody back to life? Cher and Sam Elliott. Wait a minute. I've seen scenes from that movie. That's a really famous movie, isn't it? That's not the movie where Cher plays a witch, is it? Because that would not be somebody's favorite movie. That was supposed to be campy, wasn't it? I appreciate you. Listen. I appreciate you letting me participate in a cinema conversation because I haven't watched a lot of movies, but I'm always interested in what people like. It's about a boy with a facial deformity. His mom is a biker chick that does drugs. It's a great fucking movie, says Green. People judge him based off his face being deformed, but he's super nice and smart. Okay, kind of like that movie. Was it called? I hear you. Not a witch in that movie. Yeah. The movie I'm thinking of wasn't the male actor you said. It was the guy from The Shining. Yeah, you're not talking about the witch one. The movie you're talking about sounds kind of like, was it called Powder? And by kinda like, I mean a feel good movie about somebody who has a hard life. Whether it's feel good or not, I don't know. You understand that I'm being a little reductive because I don't know the right words. Huh. Well, this castle's straight up empty. I don't think I missed exploring. Did I get the wrong charger? I did. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong charge cord from my phone. I guess I could charge my, I could, literally. I could charge my controller at the same time as my phone. That's cool. That's cool. That's your favorite movie. I've never known anybody that would say that that kind of movie is their favorite. That's really cool. Isn't King Argus supposed to know something about airship engines? Yeah, Desh, he is. I thought we would Hall of the Round Table. He falls in love with a blind girl, Laura Dern, from the original Jurassic Park. Oh, it was star-studded. Cool. Laura Dern. People really liked her back in the day. I've heard her name as a person that people think is very attractive. How do I get out there? You can watch it every day. That's awesome. I love that. Oh, here we go. Okay, that's not what I thought would happen. Tranquilizer's not anything remotely like what I want. Why? I can see that there are steps that go up another floor from there. How do you get to them? Interesting. A mystery. Why is this castle empty? Checking for invisible walls. And then this takes me right out. Interesting. Why is that that... Huh. So now we just walk around looking for something that we can interact with. This continent is... this is interesting. This is Golgan Gulch. You should know that we Golgans are born sightless. However, we make up for our lack of vision with a sixth sense. Some of our kind can even see the future. We serve the wind crystal, source of light, and that whose power has been bestowed upon you. Henceforth, you must go to the crystals of fire, water, and earth. They will grant you greater powers than you already possess. Green says, yeah, when he moves to the new school, when they meet the principal, he wants to put him in special classes because of how he looks. He ends up getting highest grades for like 3 classes. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. That's a movie that's taking on the idea that that beauty and intelligence, worth to society, and self-worth are about having a beautiful face. The great earthquake was only the beginning. The tremors tore the land asunder. The crystals, sources of the world's light, were swallowed into the depths as monsters emerged from the chasms now scarring the earth. Yet that was nothing compared to the catastrophe to come. I see a future of both light and darkness, but this is by no means set in stone. Cher has red hair in the movie. Ah, she's never looked more gorgeous, Green says. That's awesome. The living woods, the sentient forest, calls to you. I see a future of both light and darkness. Okay, so these are not all the same. I mean, these are not all unique. We stay sequestered away in the gulch, for those who know the future should not dare to influence fate. Rocky Dennis was a real kid, too. Oh, that's interesting. He has my last name. When crimson flames threaten the tower's destruction, he who alters fate's course will awaken to his destiny. I sense the fire crystal's power is centered on the island of the dwarves. The Earth's power sealed away the other three sources of light. The Earth crystal may have been sealed in a similar fashion. The movie is kind of based off his real life. Yeah, like that movie, The Blind Side, about Michael Oher, the tackle that played for the Ravens. He was drafted by the Ravens. I've been expecting you. Take this spell and use it to enter the tower of Owen to the north. Your destiny awaits you there, Desh. Oh. Toad. That's not the kind of key I anticipated. But we found what we're doing next. We're going to a tower to the north. And we're unlocking it with a toad spell. What's this about? Chocobo words. We don't need a chocobo words. We need a tower. Yeah, you like The Blind Side too? That's cool that you like those kind of movies. That's cool. I never really watched biopics. Probably because somewhere in the back of my head, I'm like, where's the biopic about my bullshit life? Because I haven't had that big triumph and I haven't got the girl yet. Notice the yet. This isn't me bitching. Willow is one of my favorite movies. There's actually a surprising, there's a Willow reference in Weapons that caught me off guard and made me think of you. Oh, these are frogs. They're probably toads. Ribbit, ribbit, they say when you talk to them. I don't know why I kept talking to them like they were going to say something else. Okay, I have a feeling that I have a feeling about this dungeon. My gut tells me I have no strong opinions one way or the other. It's Tuesday, right? I didn't play Titan Quest today, which means I won't play Titan Quest tomorrow. We'll just yeah, right. When all those girls were on that show, 16 and pregnant, and you were 17, asking, "Where's my TV show?" And the answer is you weren't pregnant, unless you were. And how exactly are we supposed to do that? Maybe we have to become frogs first. Shall we dive under? I see. I don't remember. Toad is a white spell. And so yeah, not that either of us particularly, Green said it, but not that either of us particularly wants or needs that degree of attention. But you still, I know I still very much felt like it'd be nice to make an income off of being a loser. Heard that, Green. I just say dumb things sometimes. Welcome to the Tower of Owen, the tower tells me. I hope you like it here, for it shall be your final resting place. This place looks familiar, Desh said. The Petit Mage. I'm assuming that's supposed to be petite, and it doesn't have an E at the end because petit probably doesn't have an E at the end in French. Did you know that petite means short, not narrow? It doesn't mean slim, it means short. That's why girls' pants that are not long in the inseam are called petite. Ah, you haven't said anything dumb that I'm aware of, Greenie. Greenie McBeanie. That right there is called a Neebs reference. I make too many of those, and I'm not gonna stop. Can't stop, won't stop. What's he say in that Rage Against the Machine song? You're not the boss of me. I don't think that's what he says. He says, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me." That's what he says. I got there. I remembered. I will do what you tell me. Uh, Assuming you're a Patreon subscriber and you're not asking me to do something that compromises my integrity. Wait, says Dash. I remember. I'm an ancient. Why didn't the ancients say anything? You have green hair. We should have maybe. The chest contains Tyrfing. People usually associate the two, short and thin. That's correct. People do usually use the two interchangeably, short and thin, and then they assume that petite people are also dainty, and so they use dainty and petite interchangeably. That's right. I don't know why I'm thinking about this. The Borrowers, like, wasn't that like the knockoff The Littles? Weren't they like a tiny family? Like a where's my camera? Weren't they like a tiny people family? Like the Mouse Boy? Your souls shall wander these sodden halls forever. Who the fuck is talking to me? I remember now. There's a hidden switch on the 5th floor. It's on the 8th section of wall from the left. Well, what floor are we on now? 8. What did he say? 5th floor, 8th section, 1, 2. Here, we're going to count it this way. No, I don't need to talk to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one? Let me move my character. No. What? Yeah, they were like little pack rat tiny humans. I read those books to my sisters. I hope that doesn't age me out of interesting conversation, but I used to read those for my little sisters. Stuart Little, that was the little mouse boy. I read that to my little brother. Hugh Laurie, John Candy. No shit. The Borrowers was older than I realized. If John Candy was around to be in it. R.I.P. big man. I knew who you meant. Either that or you just really want to give that guy a hug. Hey, I'm 38. He could be the Hudge. The Hudge Grant. Strong Bad reference for those of you in the future / audience who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I think that was the email, imaginary monster or something like that. I think the person asks him if he could make any imaginary creature, what would it be? And he comes up with the Hudge. And it does have that many U's. The Hudge. And then he concludes that his imagination must be busted with one of my very favorite quotes of all time. All right, real quick, I'm going to imagine the best thing ever. Beef stew. Yep, it's broken. You have to swa? All right, motherfucking quaz. I don't know what that means. You? No, I don't know what that means, Mr. S. I have to QUA? You have to say the hug. Oh, the hug, like Hulk Hogan. I don't know how Hulk Hogan did, like, you gotta, the hug, brother! Right, like that. I can almost do the brother. I never learned, I didn't know until really late in life that impressions are okay. I never wanted to do impressions of people because I thought that I was stealing their art. I thought I was stealing their character work, their art. And so I never learned how to do impressions. I never learned how to try to attempt them, to get over the insecurity of this is going to be bad. You miss Hulk? I missed out on the wrestling thing. My mother didn't approve. She thought it was too much gratuitous violence. And maybe she was right. I don't know. Ric Flair. Whoo! My ex-wife used to know, she knew Randy Savage. Is that his name? The one that did the Slim Jims? Snap into a Slim Jim? No, that's not right. She knew Ric Flair. She knew Ric Flair. She used to work the door at a strip club that he frequented frequently. So she got to meet Ric Flair. Hey, Mr. S is a fan of the... You're a fan of the wrestling? MFQ. I was like 15 when your dad told you it wasn't real. You didn't want to believe it? That's funny. See, I was too analytical as a kid, and I watched boxing, so I Macho Man Randy Savage. I, Medusa, says Medusa, will destroy this tower in the name of Xandi. This continent will plummet from its place in the skies. Yee-hee-hee, you will not interfere. Now die. It's real to me, Dad. It's real to me. I learned to watch wrestling from watching you, Dad. I learned from watching you. Don't mind me and my stupid references. I'm very tired. The injuries are real. The athleticism is real, but the fights are scripted. It's a dance. It's a dance and a soap opera more than it is real fights. But they're not trying to. Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring. What's his name? The CM Punk. CM Punk had a habit of putting himself and other wrestlers in compromising positions for the reality of the thing. And then the Snake. I don't remember his name. Shit. My ex-wife was really into this shit. She was really into it because she knew a bunch of them. I have Jake Plummer in my head, and that's wrong because that's a football player. I thought he has like a rattlesnake as his icon. I think he might have it actually tattooed as a back piece across his shoulders. But he went and fought for Dana White with the MMA for a while. And when he came back, he had a real problem of not pulling his punches and actually punching dudes in the face. And so they had to figure out how to work that into his act, that he was actually going to hit you in the face. Dark Side of Comedy, Dark Side of the Ring, Dark Side of the 90s. So they have they have a series of documentaries called Dark Side of. Interesting. Well, we tore through that like it didn't happen. The Medusa fight. The flames lick and flare. Is it Jake the Snake? Is that his name? The flames lick and flare wildly. An explosion looks imminent. No, don't go near it. I remember now. I'm one of the remaining ancients, the watchman of this tower. I was only supposed to awaken if something happened to the tower. But I was asleep for so long, my memories were scrambled when I woke up. I forgot my purpose. This doesn't look good. I think I know how to stabilize the flames, but I can only do it from inside the reactor. I have no choice. This tower is the only thing keeping the continent afloat. If it blows, we'll fall right out of the sky. This is farewell. Thanks for all your help. Dash, stop, you'll die, says Mr. S. This is my destiny. Don't worry. Once I repair the furnace, that whirlpool should stop as well. Then you can search for the Dwarven Island. That's where you'll find the fire crystal. Once I'm in, I'll warp you all outside. It's been a blast. Literally. Now then, here I go. Okay. See, in Japan, you can say, it's my destiny. And all the players, the gamers will be like, yeah, okay. But in the US, we're like, fuck destiny, schmestiny, there's got to be another way. But nope. That was his only purpose. Existed for that reason. now completed. He's dead. And he went to it gladly. Are we happy about it? Not really. Did we know him that well? Not really. He was kind of a blank slate character. Kind of like he had amnesia and stuff. And he was also kind of a sex pest. But he was our sex pest. I don't know if that makes it okay. It just felt like the right thing to say at the time. I think it's a bit of both. We miss him, and it was inappropriate that I said that. Mermaid. All right now. Ease up. Yeah, boy. I love that the Black Mage is so competent with the bow. I love that. I like this game. I like this game. That surprised me that I just said that, actually. Because the other time that I can remember playing this game, I found it annoying. But I think I just don't like the 3D remaster that they made for the Game Boy. Because I like this. I'm enjoying this a great deal. I'm going to forget to save, and that's going to be annoying. Yeah, this game is really cool. I think I was being petulant that it's not more of Final Fantasy 2. It's more of Final Fantasy 1. But no, I'm probably my character and not either of these characters. Lally-ho! Lally-ho! And so I probably just got in my feelings about it and then just decided, fuck it, beat it, and don't play it on its own merits. How could you let him get away? You got to get that horn back from that thief. Hurry to the underground lake. You don't think it would feel as good when you play green? Oh, you don't. Yeah, okay. So you don't feel. Basically, what you're saying is that you don't feel the level of comfort that I feel with the user interface, the magic systems, the weapons, the math, everything that I'm looking at. So you would spend a lot of time thinking, and so you would feel like it was moving a lot more slowly to you. Am I right? Did I get that? Did I understand what you're saying? Do you know where the village of Gisal is? Well, I'll tell you. I'm not doing a dwarf voice. I'm too tired. It's across the outer sea, far, far to the east, he says. There used to be a shimmering glass tower up in the northern mountains, but after the earthquake it disappeared. Now there's just a cave in its place. That horrible villain Gustko took one of our horns of ice. He ran off to the subterranean lake, but dwarves don't float. How are we supposed to get our treasure back? The ice porn. Hey, now that we've said it, there's Rule 34 of it. Lally, no! The horn of ice was stolen. I'm like, who writes this stuff? The horrible villain Gustko took one of our horns of ice. He ran off to the subterranean lake, but dwarves don't float. I can understand that. The way that you're feeling, that you might not think it's as cool because you're not as familiar with it, might be why I didn't like it as well. I wasn't able to appreciate, okay, well, they actually made this very well. This wasn't just a slap together job. They did a really good job with this. Because I think what happened, I think that because I wasn't reading text boxes, trying to solve the puzzle of the stupid frogs and the mini, I think that that's how I reacted to it, is, this is stupid, rather than this is a new system that they've added to this game after those two games, and so they're just trying to make exploration, movement. They're just trying to make it fun and unique, and they succeeded. That was cool. I like it. Also didn't last anywhere approaching as long as I thought it did, and you can cast it on the whole party at once and just be done with it. All right. Armors are good. We like armors. And we got to be careful with, yeah, Optimum, because it'll equip 2 weapons like a crazy person. I guess. Oh, never mind. And Ice Shield and oh, the Donkey Kong Country games. Man, those were my jam back in the day. And then I got the emulator right on the Switch. I got the NES emulator, thinking I was a badass when I was a little kid at these NES games. I'm gonna play these old, and no, I was very good back then, but those skills are not riding a bike. It puts me in a bad mood. Yeah, me too. I get mad. I get all petulant, controller throwy, stompy. Like I should be good at this. I'm an adult. But nope, no, can't do it. Okay, don't sell the killer bow, but the other bow. Don't sell the holy or the iron arrows, just in case. Just in case. I don't think anybody can wear this Kenpo gi except for a monk, so we'll just hold on to it in case we have a monk in the party. We'll hold on to those bracers. We don't need this. Well, we don't need 5 of them. And we'll hold on to the shell armor and the ice armor, just because. Why the hell not? Here we go. You're wearing... Oh, wait a minute. We shouldn't hold on to the shell or the ice armor. Super Mario World. Yeah, for sure. Played the hell out of that because my mom did not approve that my dad bought me an SNES. So my mother didn't approve. So I had to play those games. I had to play and get good at those games. Hey, it's still your shit. You're allowed to like that shit. You just don't play it as often. Whatever. You're allowed to like it without playing it. You're allowed to say, I enjoy this. This is what I like. I don't play it because I don't have the time or the emotional wherewithal. Because there are things that I like a great deal that I just don't have the emotional time to invest in them anymore. Like, this just pisses me off now. I'm not as patient as I was when I was 6. And really what it's about is I know that the game is manipulating me. That it's using this emotion to get me to play it for longer, and I just want to be as good as I was when I was a kid again. So then I get all pouty and how exactly are we supposed to do that? Asks Mr. S. Oh, I didn't see the latter part of that text, Mr. S, and you weren't dickish at any point. How are we supposed? Maybe we have to become frogs again. That would make sense. I probably should have read that for us both. I didn't read a word of what was said there before the frog situation. All right, we're frogs now. Let's get going. I was just talking about how this is kind of cute. It is kind of cute. It uses up your mana. It uses up like your spell slots. But they were also generous and made Minnie and Toad the same spell slot and just gave Arrow in that spot. So it's not a slot you'll be using very often except for to do damage. And so that was generous forethought on the part of the developers with the level of the spells. Yeah, it says Green, not enough time and don't want kids yanking on the cords. I used to have wireless remotes for the SNES, but the Mini does not have them. Yeah, oh, that's so cool that you have a Mini. I'm low-key jealous that you have a Mini. I wanted one so bad. And my girlfriend was like, meh, 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 and I was like, you know how that goes. You know who won that argument. I liked her a great deal, so I wasn't unhappy to lose that argument. I'm just being reductive for the ex-girlfriend joke of it all. People don't like it when you pine after a girl, so you say something like, oh, she was all me. I'm not pining after her. It's been 7 years. I Googled her recently, hoping that she was rich and famous now and that I could be proud to have known her. And that's not how that story ended, so I'm over her. Don't worry about that. Future audience or anybody that gets hung up on when people are post relationship. I don't know how you would even say that. The Mini was built in games, but no way to add new ones. Yeah, yeah, it has that huge library. And so, yeah, that was the other thing is she's like, you only want to play 3 of those games. And I'm like, shut up. It's the only way I can legitimately play Final Fantasy 3. At the time, it really was the only way that you could legitimately play Final Fantasy 6 um, on a TV. Nah, don't be sorry. I appreciate that you are sorry, but don't be. I didn't stop liking her. She was just a cheater. Oh my. You have, Kyle? Pal? You have every disease known to man. You got herpagonosyphilades in that fight. I don't even know that I have medicine for all of this. I had medicine for all of it. Two or three games, yeah. But Nintendo knew we were doing that. They knew that we would dabble with F-Zero a little bit, but otherwise we were going to play Final Fantasy VI, Super Mario RPG, a little bit of Donkey Kong Country, whichever one is on there, and then like maybe Secret of Mana because they had a couple. They had a couple of. Um, what am I trying to say? They had a couple of lesser known bangers. I think that's how you say that. Mr. S, I'm going to have to talk to you about the fact that you have not found any remedies along our way, sir. I'm going to need you to work on that. What kind of red mage doesn't find remedies without being told to? Motherfucker, I don't have another mallet. Okay, so we can do that exactly one more time. Damn slut. Sorry for my language. Anyway, arg, stay back. Get away from the horn if you want to keep living. My ex is also not doing well. He went to jail a couple times since we split. Well, it sounds like you dodged a bullet on that one. Is that appropriate to say? Am I allowed to make a character judgment about somebody having not met them? Prison is the real thing. Prison sucks. Jail time sucks. Prison is something I've never done. Prison is the extended stay hotel of doing bad things. Married his best friend's ex and choked and bit her. Ah, okay. Yeah, all right, Mike Tyson. Does he have a sweet face tattoo and pet pigeons too? Yep, living in the house that was supposed to be yours, and of course he did all that dumb shit. Because when people's lives fall apart, they can't just fall apart quietly. Fence and chimney you paid for. Of course he did. If he's gonna be a cliche, he has to go all the way, right? Dudes who pull that play that card, that want to do the whole, I would call it junkie cliche, whether he was a junkie or not. Guys who want to pull that midlife junkie cliche nonsense, they always do it in the same way. Jeez. You just without a guy for 16 to 18 months or whatever it was, and you're just supposed to deal with that because why? No tats. Yeah. I wasn't going to assume heroin, but it's always heroin. You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to be unsurprised, right? But like the Iago line from Batman, oh, I might die from unsurprise. Kyle has not finished a boss fight yet, I feel like. I feel like that guy, and he wasn't low health. He was ahead. He had finally got himself ahead of the class, and then he spends 2 boss fights dead. Minimum 2 boss fights dead. Well done, Kyle. You are beloved. I want you to understand I'm not killing him on purpose. And so Kyle, my guy, if you ever swing around and Why is there a line following me? I'm frequently followed by line segments. This happens to me all the time. I saw that you said something, but I didn't say what, Greenie. Give me just a second. Innocent 19-year-old when you met him. You were an innocent 19-year-old when you met him. Innocent enough, anyway. Never saw weed until you got with him. It's funny, I've been talking about how I'd never bought weed until the ex, my favorite ex, decided that she wanted to try weed, so she bought a whole fucking ounce. So I looked at that fucking, gallon Ziploc baggie full of illegal grass, and I just said to her, I guess I'm a pothead now. It's gonna take me a month to finish that. And in fact, it took me 6 weeks. By the time I was done, I didn't want to not do that every day now for the rest of my life. I don't blame her, but on some level I do blame her. Yeah, together 5 years. That's how long I was with my favorite girl. Yeah, don't try heroin. People all the time say to me, you can't get addicted on just one hit, but you will become chemically dependent and you will go through withdrawal and your body will think it's dying of one hit of heroin. Don't do it. I mean, do what you want. A whole ounce. I wanted to hit her. My first impulse when I saw how much weed she had bought, I wanted to hit her. Someone had taken total advantage of her ignorance. What just happened here? Ow. So that's what the invisible barrier looks like. It looks invisible. It's our horn. You're the best. Now put it back where it belongs, please. I fucking tried. Hang on. I'll take down the ward. Oh, you're funny. You would get super paranoid when you smoke? That's what my ex-wife said. My ex-wife and my favorite girlfriend, by the way, are different people. I'm just trying not to name them. You can get through now. Just leave the horn on the altar. Fuck you, pal. Is this where the horn of ice goes? No. Yep, just put her down. Horn of ice. That's not what's following me. Oh, you fools didn't even notice me hiding in the shadows. Now both horns are mine for the taking, says Gutsco. I feel like his name should be Gustco, but whatever. Gutsco is hard to say. We're just going to stand there and watch him take... he can just jump through walls. I guess that's a river. Or a moat? With both horns of ice in my possession, I can extinguish any flame. The tunnel to the crystal poses no obstacle to me now. Yeah, for real, they did take advantage. Yeah, whoever sold that weed to her knew that she wasn't a smoker. And so they just took $250 of my dollars. My first impulse was to punch her right in the forehead. Not to cause her any damage. But like, you dumb bitch! It's $200 of my dollars! Obviously, I didn't do that. Because that's inappropriate. Nobody would understand that that's how you react to a little brother. Or a little sister. Not to a girl. No, nobody would understand that that's my impulses because I had younger siblings. It wasn't to hurt. Most certainly it wasn't to hurt or harm. Never would have put my hands on her. In fact, I know I wouldn't have ever put my hands on her because she pushed me to that point one time. And I didn't. I didn't let her win. And I'm proud of that. Listen, I'm sure that you'd have that reaction too. Yeah. I wasn't mad. I wasn't angry. I was just... How could you be so stupid to let someone take advantage of you like this? But my second thought was of that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Dennis and Dee become crackheads. That was my second thought. They're trying to, if for those of you who don't know, the show, you're just going to have to watch the show, I guess. But there are these twin siblings, Dee and Dennis, and their dad is Danny DeVito, and he's always been rich. Or rich enough that they think they're rich, and they behave as though they're rich. and they decide that they want to get on welfare because he's cut them off. And so they decide that what will get them on welfare is if they become crackheads. And so they go into a majority black, obviously high poverty neighborhood, and they just park until a guy walks up to their car. And Dennis goes, "I would like one crack, please." And the guy thinks about it and he goes, "That's going to be $250." And Dennis is like, "All right, here's 250 of my dollars," without thinking about it. And the guy's like, "Fucking hey, she's got $250 for this $15 crack rock." And that's what she made me think about. Green says, "I don't like when people say to never put your hands on a woman if you're a man. There are some situations that call for it. Yeah, if she's smacking the shit out of you or as a weapon or something." The woman that I most recently lived with, um, when people ask me like, "Why are you homeless?" I prefer not to talk about it. But there came a moment where she was an alcoholic, and so every conflict, she was used to being athletic and bigger than her boyfriends, heavier and stronger than her boyfriends. And so all of her, and her mother was physically abusive to her father. I knew that about her. That was one of the first things that she told me about her life, was that her mother was physically abusive with her father. So all of our arguments, she would want to immediately escalate to yelling, and then she would want to climb in my face. Well, here's the thing. She was 5'6", and I'm 6'3". So when she wanted to climb in my face, she was nowhere near as big and ugly, scary, and strong as my father, who was an Army vet when I was a small boy, and used to beat the absolute fuck out of me when he wasn't teaching me how to fight by beating the hell out of me with boxing gloves on. So a lot of my youth was getting the hell beat out of me by a very, very, very large and scary man with military and murder experience. And so she would climb up in my face and want to put her nose up against mine and threaten me with violence. And so I would just lean down into it because I would have to bend double for her to get what she wanted out of the engagement. So I'm not afraid of you, tiny woman. And so one day she started punching me in the face, and I let her hit me about 5 times before I heard my jaw creak, and I just swept her leg by putting my left foot behind hers and shoving against her forehead until she fell into the beanbag chair she was using to prop herself closer to my face. So again, I know I would never put my hands on a woman, but that the same way that story goes is why that dude that attacked me in that crosswalk that I talk about all the time, I let him throw me around. The first thing I told the cops is I could have really hurt that guy and I chose not to. I could have really hurt her. She would have caught it completely unawares if I had decided to catch her. Uh, well, as far as she was aware, or as far as she was concerned, I did catch her because what would have been a punch, I just caught her by her face and shoved. She left her face completely undefended. So if I had slapped her, she would have never, well, you say you definitely would have never gotten to that point that you were actually throwing punches and trying to hurt him, and he was just letting it happen because you were too small to affect damage. Um, but yeah, my goal there was to humiliate and frighten her, and it succeeded, which was the wrong thing to do. I should have just left. It was the wrong thing to do if what I didn't want to be was ultimately evicted by her, but I did tell that woman that she was going to have to evict me, that I wasn't just going to tuck my tail and run away from her because she was escalating her physical and emotional abuse. And so when she finally got the guts to evict me, I left. And I left her dignity. I didn't even give her a real fight. I went to the eviction, and I made her lie. I made her perjure herself on the stand. But I feel good about all of the choices that I've made since leaving my ex-wife. Really letting my ex-wife leave. I even feel good about the choices that led to her feeling like she needed to leave. Gutsko says, oh, with the power of the fire crystal coursing through me, I'm unstoppable. Thing is, I can't tap into the true power of these flames so long as you goodies stand in my way. Nothing personal, but this is where you meet your maker. Gutsko attacked with the formidable power of the fire crystal. And so we know, remember, that there are heroes of darkness, and so people with not good in their heart can access the power of the crystals for remarkable consistency in narrative storytelling. So I like that. I like where they're doing with this. This is very different from number one. but it still maintains some of the cartoon or the Saturday morning, uh, God damn it, Kyle, cartoon villainy or storytelling, so it's still accessible to young people. I dig it. God damn it, Kyle, seriously. Fucking A, man. You just come in and wipe out Kyle in 2 turns. That fucking sucks. Well, at least you chose the correct replacement heal. Man, you could have attacked in the same order as last time. That's alright. Maybe Kyle survives this turn because it's single target attacks. Nope. Kyle does not get to finish boss fights. I'm out of Phoenix Downs, aren't I? God damn! Man, that's upsetting to me. That's genuinely upsetting. Fucking A, Kyle. And fuck this boss. What? We're not going to survive this. I'm going to wipe. Because he's going to do that again. Is that his only attack? Jesus Christ. Hey, enjoy your shower. I mean that in the friendliest and most platonic way possible. I realized what I just said after I said it. And thank you for being here. It's been a great hang. I hope you have a great night. And I hope you have a great until I hear from you again. Shit. How much health does this guy have? Legit, how much health does this thing have? I'm going to have to hit it with another Antarctic thing. Antarctic wind. Shit. They left the difficulty of this way higher than the remaster left the difficulty of this way higher. Whether it's true to the original or not, I don't know, but they left this way more difficult than the remasters of the other 2 that we've played so far. No boss fight we've run across in this game has been this tough. What the fuck? I might almost accept the wipe and start over. Well, if I run out of heals with Mr. S, I have no choice but to take the wipe and start over. Shit. He's got at least 2,000 HP. That's so much more than any of the fights that we've done before this. Uh-oh. Shit. One more round. If we don't get him with this two spells this turn. Oh my god. Wow. That was fun. I liked that. Thank you, sir. May I have another? I didn't even think about using the magic weapons trick from the first Final Fantasy until just now. I wouldn't have been able to beat that. I would not have won that if I hadn't switched to using the magic weapons trick. So, as much as I legitimately hate having party members dead, if the fights are going to be more intense, I think he hasn't told me not to call him Mr. S. So I think what Mr. S said is that he wouldn't be surprised if there was programming, if the bosses were actually designed to target your DPS like black mages, so that the fights are longer and more intense. And yeah, Mr. S, I think you're right. I think you're totally right. I think that plays out across our I think that plays out across our Let's Plays, because our highest HP in 2 was Kyle, and he was the person that we most often had using our black magic spells. Warriors of light, I bestow upon you the power of light, kindled with my flames. But we might do some class changes here and just see what happens. What do we get? Receive a new title from the Fire Crystal. Ranger, Knight, Thief, and Scholar jobs now available. Interesting. Ranger, Knight, Thief, Scholar. Ranger, Knight, Thief, Scholar. I'm going to have to think about those. I didn't read what that said. 1 Kyle is a coincidence. 3 Kyles in a row is not a coincidence. That's a pattern. That is a demonstrable pattern. That's why I used it as evidence. Yeah, stacking the black magic spells on the same person in every game and them being the one that is consistently being dropped you're correct. That is not a coincidence. That is the definition of a pattern. I was just being cautious. Overly cautious. Unnecessarily cautious. Warriors of Light, you have to help us. What happened? Mr. S asks. Tackle, my beloved home, had nothing left to plunder, so they're putting it to the torch. Please, you have to save us. And then he dies. Hein can change his weakness on a whim. However, a scholar could be able to see through his tricks. Gark! And then Mr. S looks at the camera. Hint, hint, hint. Okay. The scholar, it doesn't tell me what they're good at, but it tells me what their equipable is. So White Mage, we don't have a book for them to equip. That's fine. But Nuestra becomes the Scholar. Kyle becomes a Ranger. Yes. Sure. Mr. S becomes a thief, because thieves are my favorite. And Alec remains heavy. He becomes a knight. But he's not using 2 swords. Does everybody else's gear make sense now? Does Kyle have 2 weapons? Kyle has a bow for some reason. Because Kyle's a ranger. I meant to say, Mr. S, do you have... What? Why are you equipped the way you were equipped? Alright, it's time to find a town with those things that towns have. I want to walk around as the Scholar because that makes me feel smart, and it's representative of Shaggy on some level. Some level. I don't know what that level is, but some level. Did I respond to what you said? Yes, I did. Thanks for sticking around, Mr. S. Not that I thought that you might be inclined not to. Wait a minute. You don't sell a weapon that the rogue can equip? No. Items, yes. Because I should have had more mallets, should have had more Phoenix Downs going into that fight, and we need to just stock up on these bad boys. Echo Herbs. Do I have this much money? I didn't even look at how much money I had. Like, can I afford this? I couldn't afford to finish it, which means that, Mr. S, you're not going to be a rogue for very long. You're going to go back, or a thief. You're going to go back to being a... That's too stupid a weapon combination not to actually follow through with. So you're getting an ice staff in your left hand and the Tyrfing in your right hand, and I feel no pain, anguish, or anxiety about having done that. A boulder blocks the way. Usually I can touch those boulders. Why are you putting a healing spring? Oh, because that's where the KO people come back from. Did they? Neat. I knew the answer to the question that I was just about to ask. But I gotta find some daggers, or I can't have a rogue. I hope that scholars cast white spells. We're gonna find out. I have no MP. I don't think scholars cast white spells, yo. Cannot use magic. Well, now. We're gonna make some changes around here. Nah, I changed my mind. Fuck me, Dad. How many times am I gonna open and close that screen and give myself a fucking migraine? Enough times that I actually made myself dizzy, gave myself actual vertigo. So if I did the same to you, I'll show you what study and alchemy do because I don't know. I don't know what guard does either. Barrage sounds cool. Guard uh, doesn't defend your friends. So study tells you their HP, their vulnerability. Ooh, we could have known that. I knew that, but I wanted to see it in action. And barrage does damage to everyone. That's pretty sweet. Oh. Alchemy lets us mix items. This is what I want Throw to do in Final Fantasy VII. No, you dumb slore. I used the word slut in front of a lady, and I should have been embarrassed, but she didn't give me shit for it. Don't be like me, Mr. S. Be smarter than I am. Oh no. I I don't want to say that I think it would be really cool if because I'm not going to experiment. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not experimenting with trash mobs. Ooh, that doesn't do uniform damage. If you understand what I mean. I actually like Kyle being a ranger better than being a black mage. Kyle, keep doing what you're doing. But I need to give you different arrows if we're going to stay in the water. If we're going to stay in the Wawa, you got to have different arrows. No, you don't either. I don't have lightning arrows. We haven't done that much grinding. Once again, apart from the money, if you do your grinding early, you do your grinding smart, you don't have to do a lot of it. Where are we going? Right. But going there now is a bad plan. Don't do what you're doing because Noestra doesn't have a book. Now you'll probably find a book and some daggers in this next dungeon because that's how this game has been doing you so far. Why didn't I save? Because I'm not smart. Save. Save, Vincent. Save. You don't even know what time it is or what your battery looks like. Your battery is making a profit against the time, and it's quarter till midnight. You usually get done at midnight, but you're feeling jacked and you got here a little late. Let's do tackle until they can't move. There they are. Seize them. Oh. Take that and that. Bring them along. Castle Hine is always in need of fresh servants. Oh. Oh. Our prison sequence isn't just prison. It's a slave camp. Way to jack up. Look, Final Fantasy 3. Way to escalate the threat level and the drama in this third game. I told Mr. S when I started this game that I thought that this game was a step backward in quality as far as just this game is. And I was mistaken. I would like to take that back. They're different games. I'm Argus, ruler of the castle north of the desert, but I can hardly call myself a king when all my subjects are missing. Hein cursed my soldiers, you see, bending them to his will. Blast it all! He was once my most trusted advisor. Cough, cough. Are you all right, your majesty? I will be fine. What matters is that you find Hein and defeat him. The warlock Hein carved this castle out of the elder tree and cursed it to roam the desert at his bidding. Ugh. Master Hein was Argus's most trusted advisor until the earthquake. It's like he's been at the behest of some dark force ever since. Hein managed to gain immense strength, but it changed him. Now he's consumed by an unquenchable thirst for power. And I actually do like that this game explains where the fiends, the elemental fiends, come from in a way that that was the only thing that doesn't really make sense about the first, is where the elemental fiends were created from. This game, there aren't elemental fiends. There are previous histories or previous heroes of darkness. I found a way out, an opening in the corner to my left. I won't live long enough to escape, but you might. Use this to shrink yourselves. Ugh. Okay. Mr. S, how's your... Okay. Do you have many? I don't. I need to restore my MP and HP. Move S. Yeah, I'm about to say, if that doesn't restore the thing. Let us out. We're sick. I like that they're not going to do that. They're just going to do the Shawshank Redemption and already have a hole in the wall. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Oh, I see it. Take down Master Hein, you say. As his loyal servant, I will make this place your grave. What? Surprise fight. I legitimately didn't know this was going to happen. A lot of those, what? Surprise situations, those are going to sound like I'm being ironic, and you're like, he's played this game before. He knew that was coming. He didn't. He doesn't read text boxes. Before this, like basically if I'm not live streaming, I ain't reading that shit. People get paid to read. And I actually don't read for fun. I read for personal gratification and edification. I don't read for fun. Reading actually yonks me right the fuck to sleep. That's why I have to read out loud for the channel, because I'll never finish it. That'll yonk me all the way the fuck to sleep. You guys hear how often I yawn on these, how calm and relaxed I let myself get in the creative space. Reading, going into that meditative, calm place, puts me all the way to sleep. Fuck, man. Fuck. It's gonna be luck if we survive this without wiping. It's gonna be almost entirely luck that gets us through this. No. Yes. No. No. Yes. Huh. Does it double it? Is that the deal? Thank you for hitting Alec. Oh my god. Alec, I need you to kill that Pharaoh. Thank you. Holy shit balls. Okay, alchemy doubles the effectiveness of any item. And yeah, the knight takes damage in place of your party members. Like he should. I was hoping that that's what Guard would do. It is not. I need to put Noistra in the back row if she didn't have a weapon. Fuck, man. He or she, they. And then Knight is supposed to take damage for your party members the higher its job level. Not he. The class is supposed to be more effective the higher the job level. I already want to go back. I already want to go back to the jail cell and heal. Holy shit. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to go back to the jail cell to heal? I mean, not to heal. To progress? I need you. I need you to go back a row. I need you to use Guard, and I need you to do that. Damn it, Noistra. Damn it, Noistra. The poison's gonna kill you. Told you. Shit a biscuit. That didn't help. I need to give Kyle the holy arrows, and then this fight will be shorter. Please don't work. Sleep is not the best. This is rough. Noistra's about to go back to being a white mage. Oh my god, they hit so hard. Why do they hit so hard? Guard doesn't work for shit, man. Guard didn't help at all that round. Wow. I really need Alec to be taking that damage. Shit. There we go. That's what that's for, you fuck. Kyle's doing great. Not for health, but for damage. I'm gonna end up... Oh, I can't. I was gonna say, I'm gonna end up needing to get the hell out of here. Can't. Just turn around and go back. Unless I do this. Like, I'm gonna end up having to grind this floor. Can't save, though. That sucks. I'd have to use the cheaty quick save. Alright, here we go. One more time. Loud as you can. How does it go? I'm Shaggy Philolitea. Yes, I'm the real Shaggy Philolitea. All you other Shaggies Philolitea are just imitating. So won't the real Shaggy Philolitea please lie on his back in his tent? Please lie on his back in his tent, please. Lie on his back in his tent. Okay. That just happened. Cope. I believe you'll be alright. I believe in you. No matter what they say about you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna pretend to lie. They don't say nice things about you when you're not around. Really. I would like to find a book. We gotta find a book. I don't know who they is. I was lying. They don't say things about you to me. Why would they talk to you about me? Why would they talk to me? Right? I worked with a guy. I used to work with a kid. I would say that to him all the time. You're alright with me. I don't care what they say about you. And he would always say, well, what do they say about me? And I'd be like, I don't know, man. Whatever it is, I don't care. And he's like, well, no, really, what do they say about me? Finally, after like working with him and doing that to him for like a year, really long time, I dragged that out until the end of our working together. I just finally told him, bud, they don't talk to me about you. It's just a thing that I say. He's like, oh man, I thought they were talking about me this whole time. He was all upset. It's not a good story. I thought it was very funny. But I'm that guy. I will grief you without actually like I'll give you grief without it actually griefing you. It's called giving you shit. I will absolutely give you shit. It's funny. Alright, kill that fucking thing. This is gonna tell me that it's weak to holy, which means I really want to change my arrows to holy arrows. Can I? Can I do that? No. Alright. Part of why they hit me so hard. Part of why they're hitting me so hard is because our class level is lower. Vulnerable to holy, that's what I thought. I just need to give him the holy arrows and we're good. Or switch Nuestra back to a white mage and hit it with heal spells. That would also work to hurt it. Ice, holy. Have a book. Am I weak to holy damage? I'm really not sure. I'm weak to having holes in me as damage. Is that what you meant? But I don't know. I don't know if I would say that I'm weak to holy damage. I genuinely don't know. That's a good question. I would have to think about it. Like my favorite book, Why Did You Cure You? Oh, because you were the one who needed to have healing. Good reason, Mr. S. I'm gonna need you to take less damage. Golly gee. Fuck. Seriously? Fuck these things, man. They hit so hard. Holy damage, yeah. I'm certainly vulnerable to having holes put in me. Not a big fan of that. Maestra evidently is, but you know, to each their own. We don't criticize. We do, actually. We don't criticize, we bitch. You see? There's a material difference, and I absolutely do not know what it is. We're going to end up running out of heal spells again before too long. Thank you, Alec. Fuck. And I think I know how I can fix that, because you may have noticed that Kyle very rarely ever takes damage. And I think it's because this game is actually honoring the order of the party, except for when boss fights decide that Kyle needs to be dead. I could say that I do not have a well, I have a disposition. That is, yeah, I have a do not put high speed projectiles into my position. That's the position I have on that. Somebody, I don't know why I'm thinking about this particular thing, but somebody told me that they were reporting my channel because as promoting violence to other people, because they asked me how they could help me achieve my long-term goals, and I told them they could put a bullet in my head. And they said that I was promoting violence. I'm like, how is encouraging you to put a bullet in my head promoting violence? I'm not encouraging you to harm anyone else. Weird. The times are different than they used to was. And the young kids, they're different than we were. And so I don't always understand you youngins. But I am doing my best. I would like to. You're the future. That's what they have been saying since I was a kid. You'll find the right person, he says. You'll find them someday. We're not fighting this fight. Are you different? I don't remember what I said. I don't remember what I'm doing. Well, I don't remember what I did to lead you to think that you might be different, Mr. S. I'm sorry, bud. I think. Oh, you kids are different nowadays. Well, yeah, you're different than what I was when I was your age. That's all I'm saying. You guys are just different from me, from how we grew up, different from how I am. Um, you kids grew up different. I wasn't actually making a real social commentary like these kids are different, meaning like they're built different or whatever. I meant the lowest level of abstraction of that word. You were literally raised in a different year, a different environment than what we were. I was. I know you were. He says he was just trying to play along, that I wasn't being a jerk, and I appreciate that. I know you were. You said it, and you had like I saw that you were wearing one of those the hats, the headbands that makes it look like you've got an arrow. Yeah, the weed and sleep in memory do hit different. Um, you asked the question with one of those headbands that make it look like you've got an arrow going through your head. I knew you were joking. You were playing along. I'm just dumb. And yeah, I don't remember everything I say, so sometimes it's not that you're not funny, you future audience as well. It's not that you guys aren't cool. It's that I'm very dumb and I don't pay attention to everything I say. Like I'm not sitting on the edge of my seat for the things I'm saying. Okay, this is a Bose. It's Hein the Mage! This fountain of corruption, dark power, is truly spectacular. You could never understand. With this power, I can move forests, control armies, I can hold the world in the palm of my hand. The fool is your favorite role. Yes. Yes, sir, I have learned that about you, and I have no animosity toward that. Shit, I need to change Kyle's arrows. No weaknesses as of yet. But I can't from this menu. That's a bummer that we can't change. You will be able to in later games. Oh yeah, you can. Youch. Not that bad, but tough, powerful. All right, fight. Potion. Fight. Making people laugh is very fun, Mr. S. It's preferable. There's only one thing better than making people laugh. And it's impolite to talk about what that thing is. Did he use the thing that makes him um, frightening yet? Vulnerable to ice. Yes, he did. It's okay. I don't have any. I don't actually have any black magic. But this party doesn't have a strong black magic contingent. I guess I could have made Kyle. If we wipe this fight, I'll make Kyle a black mage again for it. because I don't have a ton of magic representation in this party, and we seem to be doing bad DPS. Just have that wizard hat on standby, pretty much. Vulnerable to lightning this time. That's a fucking kill. Jesus Christ. He hits so fucking hard. Changed weakness. I have an idea. Vulnerable to fire. Yowza. I have an idea though. Check this out. You're gonna be like, wow, you should have done that a long time ago, you big stupid idiot. I had a fucking feeling he was gonna do that dumb shit. Yeah, definitely should have made Kyle. Should have put Kyle back to Black Mage. Knew he was going to do that. I assumed he was going to do that anyway. Hoped he was going to move faster than Nuestra, so Nuestra can find out that he's vulnerable to ice. And then hit him. I don't think I have any more ice in here. I don't. Oh, good. Hit Mr. S is the one of them that I knew could absorb that with little trouble. Decent damage. Oh, I should have taken him off of the ice bow, but it did extra damage. He's gonna... Damn it, 3 HP. 3 HP! I forgot I could do this. I talked about it, and then immediately forgot I could do it. Where'd it go? What? Where'd it go? Shoot. He switched his weaknesses on me. This might heal him. Are you fucking kidding me? Ugh, this game is harder, too. Just, the enemies are cheatier, memeier. And the bosses are... I'm starting to think that the boss fights are a puzzle, that they want you to They want you to select your jobs to the puzzle. Do you understand what I'm saying? Of the boss fights. Uh-oh. He's out of heal spells. D-speed. I need to heal. He just changed. He's vulnerable to fire. Okay. I gotta start. What is this? Fire when used in battle? Fire staff. Bomb arm. Bomb fragment. I really need this fucking guy to die this turn. Wow. That sucked, Alec. Woo! Yes! Ah! Yeah, this game is much more difficult. Just straight up, it's more difficult. The bosses are... Straight up, this game, the bosses are harder even though they only do one attack, basically, than the Chrono Trigger fights. Legitimately more difficult. The strategy, the tactics are more difficult. That legitimately pushed me. All of these fights have legitimately pushed me. And that's part of why I'm trying not to get way ahead of the game in damage. There's a voice, or in level, there's a voice coming from the wall. Warriors, I thank you. Wait a minute, did the wall just speak? I am the elder tree of the living woods. Hein cast a powerful curse on me. Thanks to you, that curse is now broken. I am in your debt. Before I head back to my woods, I will return the humans locked within. As it turns out, this game does kick ass. I will return the humans locked within my walls to where their roots belong. Yeah, if you're only playing the jobs to the strategy guide, it's whatever. It's a lot of grinding because you're constantly low level with your jobs. But if you get your jobs fairly high level, your job levels, your character levels, I stopped listening to what was being read because generic celebration dialogue. But yeah, what Mr. S just said here, and no, somebody said something somewhere. I thought somebody said something to me. Oh, yeah. Mr. S says, turns out this game kicks ass. And this game does kick ass. We've arrived, saplings. You may alight. It was just the 3D. It was the 3D remake that I didn't like. I just hated looking at the 3D remake. I'll show you what it looked like if I uninstalled it. Never mind. I uninstalled it off my phone when I downloaded this. I'm glad that I paid the $15 or whatever it was for this. Worth every penny. At long last, I am back where I belong. Thank you. You saved our woods. How heroic! Darkness threatens to envelop the world. You have been chosen by the light to ensure balance is not upset. Take this with you. Use it to find your way when darkness blocks your path. Obtained the Fang of Wind. Interesting. Hein's atrocities wrought havoc within my roots and trunk. I fear I must refuse visitors to these woods for at least 1,000 years while I heal. Warriors, you have my thanks. Now go and dispel the darkness of the world. You are our last hope. You are our last hope. Help us, Shaggy One Kenobi. You are our only hope. We're going to go into this town, and we're going to end up saving and ending today's adventures where we began them, in this village. We're also going to laugh if this village turns out to... It doesn't matter, but we're going to laugh. It wouldn't have mattered, but it would... I would laugh if it turns out this village has a book in it. I really thought we would find a book in that dungeon the way they've been giving us the weapons that we've been buying. Wait a minute. You don't even have a damn weapon place. You saved the town. Beyond the desert. Yeah, I know that. They probably have books. I know they have all of the elemental arrows. And so what you were meant to do for that fight, it wouldn't have helped that much because we didn't get our archer that high level. but your archer with the different elemental, arrows can replace the black mage. We weren't trying to, but we saved your town. I wasn't trying to. I was coming back to your town because that guy said that you were in trouble. I wasn't coming back to save it. I was coming back to, see what was up. What actually happened. And then I saved it. Do I get to... What's this about? Thank you. Thanks to you, our citizens have returned safely from Castle Hine. My husband's back safe and sound. Thank you. I was hoping that one of you would have an inn. I don't think I have a tent. That doesn't even have a door. Your houses don't even have doors, homies. You don't even have a bed in your house. Wait a minute. You're the one that had the stash of potions or whatever. Maybe you didn't. Maybe it was in the chimney. Move your ass. Like the people in traffic who slow down to 20 miles per hour to gawk at an accident on the highway. Yes. Yeah, we wanted to see what was going on, less than save it, and then we got wrapped up in it. We were trying to rubberneck. Trying to rubberneck the evil empire or whatever. Their behavior. Like, I mean, we heard about Warriors of Darkness, so, I mean, it's on the table that we don't have to be good people. No, it's not. We have no choice, because we're the Warriors of Light. They've already told us that we have no choice but to save the world. I do prefer and approve of that, because, like, Fable, games where they're like, you can be the bad guy or the evil person, Mass Effect, they punish you for it. I lied, ultimately. I said I was going to save and be done. But, Warriors of Light, thank you for saving the kingdom. You're welcome. It's what we do. Greetings, brave warriors. You have restored peace to my kingdom. You know not the depth of my appreciation. Please, accept this in return. It's the Wheel of Time, a device said to have been constructed by the ancients. It has been in my family for generations. Talk to a man named Sid in Canaan. Oh, you're already acquainted. Then I will spare my explanation. Go to him now, warriors. Receive the Wheel of Time from King Argus. I'm guessing that's probably another airship. Oh, you guys know you're on a floating continent. That's interesting. Yeah, I also caught the floatin' there. Sometimes the southern IN comes out of my mouth. Can you imagine showing up to the battle against that team? Hello, Warriors of Light. No, we're the Dark Warriors. Shit. I was unaware that was a thing. So wait a minute. The powers of light and dark have suffused you. Wait, I'm sorry. The elemental powers have suffused you with energy so you can dim the darkness. That seems counterintuitive. But that's what the story said. That's how this world works. That sometimes even the good can get out of control. It's an interesting narrative device, and I have no problem with it. It's interesting. It may not be a motif that returns in other games, but it's interesting on its own right. I guess we have no other choice than to be the good guys. Dang. And there are people who actually feel that way about games like this one. They want to play the bad guys. I guessed twice and unfortunately came to the same conclusion. I know this nerd, y'all. Do any of y'all know a nerd? Alright. I don't want you to be the scholar anymore, so you, Nuestra, go back to being a white mage. Take or leave an evil option is how you feel about it, Mr. S. I prefer, I don't know, just don't punish me. If you're going to let me take the bad route, if you're going to let me be a bad guy, if you're going to let me cause harm, and by let, I do mean allow. Actually, I changed my mind altogether. I was going to let you, Mr. S, I was going to change you to Rogue. I was going to let you experience another job level. And then I saw that your job level is 50. And so we're just going to go ahead and you're going to be a level 99 red mage before you actually get to change classes again. So Nuestra is going to get a new skill set. Sorry, Mr. S. You were almost so close to being a thief. I know it's what you want. But look at you. You got the second most HP. What more could you want besides that? Yeah, that feels like that feels like a smarter party combination than what I was running around with. This party can actually do damage. Le Poisson Steve. Yeah, you got your sweet hat. It's too bad. I actually don't know if they have the upgraded red mage, like if there's an upgraded red mage skin or whatever for this game. Huh. I left a lot of gear on the table. Or these guys can just wear cooler gear than the previous party we had. Oh yeah, they can just wear cooler gear. I don't know why what a ranger is doing in armor that heavy, but that's cool. I'm into it. Where the fuck are you, Maestro? Where the fuck are you in my party? Okay. Turfing and ice. Red mages are the equivalent to people who come to college for the parties. When compared to the other mages, yes, that's exactly what they are. They're double majors and they don't have access to all the spells. They're the dudes who only showed up. They're only there for the party. Like either way you mean that in party, like either party that you mean. They're the dudes who showed up to college for the party for sure, Mr. S, for sure. I know a guy who exemplifies being a red mage, and that's exactly how I would describe him. The guy who showed up at the parties for, or the guy who showed up to college for the parties and the easy women. All right, dudes, that puts us across. That actually puts us across 1220. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all those likes. Thank you for all the comments. I am just having the best time watching this grow every night, watching people come to expect it. Um, I appreciate you guys so much. I'm so tired now from having watched and processed and talked about and thought about that movie. Um, the movie theater here is only $7.50, and I'm actually old enough now that I don't need a large popcorn and drink. But my trip today actually only cost me $25. I was donated $50, so that's something I could do, not can do, again this week. That is something I will do again this week. We'll end up talking a lot about movies, and because I'm a storyteller, and my primary interest is in, if people aren't going to buy my stories and my work, my primary interest is in not teaching people how to write, but encouraging people to write stuff that I want to see. You see what I'm saying? Like, if people think that I have taste, maybe I'm not a taste maker. Maybe I'm not a taste maker, but maybe I can help other people develop a taste for what I like, so I can see more of what I like out in the cultural milieu. So if I'm doing this selfishly, that's what it's for. Um, but I've made so much money over the course of this last month, um, toward my goals, toward making more contentment for you guys, making more material, being there for you, and you've made every second of being there for you worth it. Over the course of the last month, I heard Jason Witten. That's not right. I heard Andrew Whitworth today say something very interesting. He said that in his opinion, when it came to being a professional, that when it came to his owner or the general manager or the front office or the coaches or whatever, that he felt like all he wanted from those people was respect. And so what he said a quote that I thought was very interesting today. He said that when you're talking to people, you're either coaching them and how to treat you with respect, or you're tolerating disrespect. It's a moment to moment, every single engagement with every single person, you are either coaching them how to respect you, or you are tolerating their disrespect. And so those are what my lives are about, are showing you in a lot of ways. My lives are about showing you that you can establish boundaries for yourself, and that you are allowed to train your customer base if you're an artist. You are allowed to tell people how you like to be spoken to, and you are allowed to tell people that you don't like the way they are speaking to you. When you say to somebody, I don't like the way you're talking to me, you don't have to be saying, I don't like you, right? And frankly, you're just allowed to not like someone, even if it's in that moment. I just don't like you right now. We can try again tomorrow. And that try again tomorrow. Today, my life this morning, as I was getting ready to go to the tent, and I was convincing myself that I deserved the money that I had made, and that I deserved to go to this movie, and I deserved this battery back, and I deserve this phone, and I deserve this burgeoning and suddenly very emotionally supportive audience. I had to really convince myself of that. And so I was talking and listing all of the things that I need to work on to be better, a better Shaggy tomorrow than I was today. And for the first time in my life, none of them felt like an unattainable goal. Um, Getting to where I want to be as a man and as a creator for the first time in my life is possible. And the difference is that I no longer tolerate being gaslighted. I no longer tolerate respect. And so, because I'm coaching people how to speak to me, I'm also coaching people how to let people speak, how to speak to other people, but more importantly, how to defend themselves. And if I've given anybody anything today, I hope it's just a little bit of camaraderie, a little bit of, yeah, if he can do it, as broken and busted and stupid and poor as he is, I have no reason not to be better. And I met a lot of people who are better than me at a lot of things today, and that's encouraging. So thank you, really. Just all of you, thank you for those 2 likes. Thank you for the views. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. I need to work on a better out so that it's always the same every time. I need like a wingy dang dang or an outro theme or something. But I'll get better at this stuff. I will. I promise. Take care of yourself. I can't do it for you. Until tomorrow, I'm Shaggy. I've been Phil Alitea. Have a good night.